Hang on. I'm getting a hang on from producer. All right, Devin's giving us the green light, guys. Devin is the master here. You know, I sit up here and talk and make it look easy, but everything happens behind you. You can't see it right now, but there's probably 50 cords right now leading to all the cameras running this thing, and Devin runs it all. Yeah, Devin just got back from Illinois. He was out there with Tim Glom filming all that live hunts for the new flagship bow. So again, just getting back into studio ever since that. So just kind of getting all that done. So if we have any audio or any issues like that, again, it's just because we're getting set up. Now, guys, we have a lot to talk about tonight, but right here, literally, I'm touching him. This is Ricky. So if you are new to the show, you don't know who I am. I'm Nate Zelinsky. Guys, we've been talking about a bull named Ricky. We're going to walk you through the entire story tonight, including the entire process of how this bull right here hit the ground. So we're going to walk you through all of that later tonight. So make sure that you stay tuned. But just so everybody knows, we are talking Ricky. He is live in studio or dead in studio, and I have my hand around him. So it's going to be exciting about that. Now, guys, there's no doubt if you follow anything related to bow tech, this is the week, guys. This is literally tomorrow, the flagship bow launches. To be totally honest with you, I have a flagship bow. I have the bow in hand. I've been shooting it. It's absolutely incredible. It's everything for, I think, every shooter. I think there's a little bits and pieces to everything. You know, there's stuff for the speed guy. There's stuff for the accuracy guy. There's stuff for the mountain hunter that's going to hike 100 miles with this bow. Personally speaking, I would say every bow that Bowtech has bits and pieces that fit every hunter. Personally speaking, myself, as a big elk hunter, as a mountain hunter, this is probably the best fitting bow that I've ever shot. Everything that I look for in a bow, this thing has. I don't have to give up a single quality, you know, or wish it had another quality that other bows have. So again, guys, it's absolutely incredible. So again, we're going to talk about that here as it goes forth. But if you're just joining us, again, I'm Nate Zelinsky. Thank you so much for joining us. Huge thanks to Bowtech for giving us this platform. Guys, Bowtech is all about dedicated to the education and promotion of the sport of hunting, so they're doing this, and again, we appreciate that. You might also be watching this on the Diamond Facebook page, the Black Gold Sights, Ripcord Rest, Tight Spot Quivers, Bass Pro Shops at Denver, Excalibur, Tightline Outdoors, my personal page, Nate Zelinsky. There's a few more in there, so again, wherever you're watching this from, I really appreciate it. Also, a lot of us are watching on the Bowtech Archery website, so again, huge thanks to that. So if you don't have social media, you're not participating in social media, or you have friends that don't like social media, you can always send them to the Bowtech website, so we appreciate that. Now, everybody on Instagram, we have two cameras here. If you guys are Instagram, we are going to show some clips today, especially a longer clip here in just a second. So if you are on Instagram, I would suggest jumping over platforms, bowtecharchery.com, or again, the Bowtech Facebook page, so you can watch that. Unfortunately, Instagram does not allow us to show those clips on that platform. So if you want to see the clips, make sure you jump over. Now, we're going to talk about Ricky here in just a second. I know there's a lot of people joining us that want to hear about this mega bull right here. But again, this is flagship week. Tomorrow morning, the new bow comes out. You get to see it. You get to know all the specs, not just little bits and pieces. You get to learn all the information about the new flagship bow. Now, I got to say that as I was a part of this project, a lot of hierarchy of Bowtech called me and said, Nate, these are the things you can talk about, and these are the things you can't talk about. I'm very concerned that I'm going to slip and spill the beans on all the amazing stuff that this bow has. So we're going to talk to somebody at Bowtech who can better watch their tongue and can truly say things, what they can and can't say, opposed to me wanting to talk too much. But why I have you here, you got to make sure you remember these things. Make sure you remember to text the word flagship to the number 77453. Again, flagship. 77453. You want to make sure that you RSVP. Make sure that you get all of this in, and make sure you get this notification to where tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. you get all the information about this bow. If not, you have to wait till 10 a.m. So again, it's released to the entire world at 10 a.m., but for everybody that texts that, flagship to 77453 or 453, or you go to RSVP on the website, you're going to get it 2 hours earlier. Guys, I promise you, you're going to want the information on this bow, so make sure you go ahead and do that right now to where you get this information. Now, guys, I'm going to go right here to an interview with Tim Glom. We're going to be talking to Tim Glom about the bow itself. He's actually had an opportunity to harvest some animals with it, and again, it's first-hand experience from somebody at the factory, at the manufacturer of Bowtech. So we're going to play that clip right now. Again, if you're on Instagram, jump over to that platform. Guys, literally director of digital strategies here at Bowtech, and there's no doubt I am beyond excited about the new flagship bow, Tim. And to be totally honest with you, why I wanted you on here, there's a lot of things that you told me I'm not allowed to talk about. This is the first live feed I've had since I've had the bow in hand, and I don't want to get in trouble, to be totally honest with you. So that's why you're on here today. I'm blown away by the bow, and to be totally honest with you, talking a person at Bowtech to a shooter myself, the only issue I have with this entire bow, I broke 3 arrows today. It's the only bow that I've ever shot in my life that I can't shoot at the same target with because I break arrows.
Wow.
From somebody who's not a shooter, we all know I'm a hunter, not a shooter. It's incredible. But I want to tell people about the bow, but obviously I can't until tomorrow. What can we say about the bow? You have shot an animal with the bow.
I was the first one ever to shoot live. We went live on Instagram. Actually, Devin, your producer, was right over my left shoulder, man. We went live on Instagram. I called it out. The buck came in, and I was at full draw. You know what got me? I was at full draw. I haven't gone back and watched the clip, but I think it's almost 2 minutes.
Okay.
I'm at draw with the phone on like a mount on the bow, which is legal in Illinois. And boom, I called it out and shot it. So, for me to be able to hold that bow at full draw for 2 minutes, talk, keep it steady, give a grunt, and a half second later, put that thing double lung right through the animal, went into the ground on the other side. It ran 41 yards and died. So I love the bow for obvious reasons.
Yep.
It worked flawlessly for me. Here's what we can say about the bow. You have an interesting take. Jeremy Starks, as soon as he got his and set his up identical to the Rain, his arrows were shooting 20 feet per second faster. So I don't know. I don't know if it's energy, draw cycle, whatever it is. I'm not the engineer. The bow looks great. I'll tell you this. It looks unlike anything we've had in recent years.
Yep.
So that's cool. It's only hours away. If you tell everybody RSVP, right? Tell them to RSVP, text the word flagship.
Yep.
To 77453, then they'll be the first ones. And by the way, we're doing this tomorrow. 8 a.m. Pacific is the exclusive launch. And if you RSVP tonight, you'll make the list. If not,
everybody else has to wait a couple hours.
Yep. Wait a few hours tomorrow.
Perfect. So about the bow, again, can't talk that much about it. As a mountain hunter, there's aspects of the bow that I love more than anything else out there. I mean, it's honestly, if I went through the entire lineup, I can say that I can pick 3 significant things out of the 3 bows that I've shot in the past that all came into combination on this bow, and that's what makes it ideal for me and my personal style of shooting. The other thing, talking about new speed, obviously you just talked about Jeremy Starks shooting faster. This is the first bow in history that I have not shot a 60 to 70. I am shooting a 50 to 60 for the fact that the numbers that I like to shoot, the broadheads that I like to shoot, I get my energy and my speed out of this new bow at less poundage. So obviously I can get away with doing that. It's great. I can hold it for 9 million hours in draw cycle. I can shoot 500 arrows a day without feeling fatigued. So for me personally, I've dropped down in poundage, which is, again, it's good for everybody because I have that. Literally shooting a 60 to 70 pound, it's so fast, it almost makes me uncomfortable. I'm just not used to it. I'm an old school guy. I shoot super heavy arrows. It's just amazing. So, last thing, what else can these guys expect about what else can we tell them?
So,
the preview. Let's get them excited.
Yeah, I think people are. I don't know. Maybe we give a nugget or something out here. Cosmetically, we have a whole new cosmetic procedure on how this bow gets kind of painted and dipped for the camo pattern. So that's going to be really cool. People are going to dig that. The other thing is, it's really easy to carry around. I love carrying the Rain. You and I did so many miles at 13,000 plus feet. Carrying that Rain was awesome. This bow is easier to carry.
Way easier to carry.
Way easier to carry. And just holding it, to me, it was easier. It fell into my hand a lot easier. There's some really cool stuff going on there in the grip. There's 3 new technologies on the bow that we launch on this thing. So
I think the grip's huge. I mean, you guys can see right here on my hand. Sorry, my hand's a little dirty. You can see a line that I literally drew on my palm. Today I was studying grip. I literally worked for 6 hours today on grip of this new bow. Because again, I've never shot so good. To be honest with you, I've never cared that much. I don't ever go to a competition. I never shoot paper. I shoot 3D stuff getting ready for elk hunting. And, usually I look at a lung. If I'm 11 by 17, I'm like, man, I'm killing that elk, so I'm good to go. So I've never really dialed it in. Today, I'm literally breaking arrows. And I'm like, man, this is the first time in my life I actually have a chance to be a super accurate shooter. So I actually put more time, and, I'm drawing lines on my hand, working on my grip, and it's incredible. So for everybody out there, if you are about accuracy, this bow is going to do it for you. And as a mountain elk hunter, this bow is going to do it for you. Now, Tim, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Last thing I got to say, you and I were on a quest this year for a bull named Ricky.
Yeah.
We had a lot of weird things happen. We got close, but we didn't get it done. As your partner in crime, I took care of it this weekend. Are you happy for me, or are you kind of sad that it wasn't you?
Well, what you'll never tell and what people will never know is the anguish that you and I had over this. I mean, July up there finding this guy, and 2.5 hours of footage on him. And when you called me the night before you got him, and you were just like, I mean, I'm in Illinois, you're there, and I could tell the anguish, man. So kudos to you. But look, this isn't your first rodeo. Last year, you had a picture, I think, June 6th, and you told me, you said, I'm going to take this bull down. I said, no way. And what happened? You called me, you said, get up here, I need you to film. I'm calling in the ultimate favor. And I think it was November 12th. I walked with you from 1 in the morning all the way through, and boom, that animal hit the ground by 7 a.m., and you called it. So I'm going to tell you, not many people can pick their bull in June or July and remember and put it
on public land. It's
with other guys walking around. I mean, like you said, the anguish we went through and the ups and the downs. So even Devin was chasing it. A couple others. Man, well done. All I got to say is, you just tell me what burning building to run to after you, and I'll do it because you get down.
Awesome.
No question there.
Appreciate it, Tim. All right, guys, we'll be seeing you a lot more tomorrow morning as we get ready for this live launch.
And listen, don't forget to tell everybody you and I are going live hunting all weekend. We're going to South Dakota, headed for some muleys. We got a great hunt.
Yep.
Jim Burnworth got us on a tag with one of his favorite outfitters in South Dakota. So, Nate, you and I will leave bright and early Thursday morning. Live hunts all weekend.
Perfect.
Man.
What are we texting for that alert? What are we texting?
Yep. For that one, you can text the word "go live" as one word. Go live to 77453. If they do that, then they're on the list. And by the way, if people are already texted to the keyword "watch" 131, which a lot of people have been doing, you're covered. We just had to move SMS platforms mainly because so many people were texting in. It was this huge cost. So good news is text "go live" 7453, and they'll be able to watch all of them. Follow us on Instagram. I'll be hammering the Instagram, following your tail as you. And I just got off the phone with the guy. Found some 170s and some 180s, so we're looking good for this weekend. I'm
excited. I can't wait to put the flagship to work. All right, man, thanks. We'll be seeing you tomorrow at the launch. Have a good one. There it is. We're talking to the man, Tim Guam, from Bowtech. Again, he had this with Devin in Illinois, doing some hunts with it. Actually preparing. I leave Thursday morning for a live hunt in South Dakota, guys. This is going to be huge. So again, talking about codes, we've been texting flagship to 77453 to get all the notifications of when the bow reveal happens tomorrow morning, all the stats, facts you get to see. Literally is going to be one of the most revolutionary bows out there. The most technology, the smoothest shooting, possibly very fast. Again, I don't know what I can say. It's absolutely incredible. I promise you, as far as everything that I know as an archery hunter, or even just an archer in general, you're not going to be able to find anything negative about this bow. Again, it's the only bow I've ever seen where I could say, hey, I wish it had XYZ. This thing's got it all, so you should be very excited about that. But also, that same code, we're going to text "go live" to 77453. If you want to have live content of the mule deer hunt that I'm going on in South Dakota Thursday, I would say Thursday afternoon. I'm hoping to be in the field by 2 p.m. Hunting some big deer. We're going to be talking about that here in just a second. So again, guys, I will have the flagship bow on a live hunt starting Thursday. So again, it's all happening right now. It's awesome. Now, a lot of us are here to talk about the flagship bow. A lot of us are joining tonight because they want to hear about the story of Ricky. Guys, we're going to talk about this bull here for a little bit. I'm actually going to grab it and show you. Devin, we're going to try to show this bull off. Now, guys, unfortunately, good thing for us, this bull is hard to show in an indoor situation. We're going to do a big European mount of this bull before he gets mounted. But right there, guys, you can see the bull of Ricky. Now he's, I'm hitting the ceiling here. It's one of the heaviest bulls I've ever seen. So you can see right there, cannot get that hand around that sword. Massive, massive. You can see that top yoke where he goes to 5th and 6th. Extremely heavy. Base is right here. Massive. Then you got the very unique side. If you can see that.
Down a little more.
Still hitting the ceiling.
Here, I'll come up.
We're going to come up because we're hitting the ceiling. Right there, guys. Devin, put your hand around that. Show how big those tops are. I mean, the camera's not lying. It is massive.
That's it.
That's it. I mean, yoked out like a moose antler, like a paddle. So, guys, this crooked brow here, super heavy. Same thing. I still cannot get my hands. I mean, literally, cannot get my hands around any of the tines. Very wide bull. I think he's 52 wide, I believe is what the measurements ended up being. A lot of guys are asking the score. We got to get it measured still. Guys, to be totally honest with you, I'm not great up here. It's so wide, following these lines is a little tougher. So we're going to leave this up to a professional. So next week we'll get a professional score on this bull. He's big. We're beyond excited about it. Guys, we're going to set this down and keep talking about it. But that right there, go up on this side so we can see that one. We didn't get to quite see the tops on here. We'll go up right there, guys. That is officially the bull known as Ricky. He's a monster. Absolute monster. We'll try to set him down. All right, guys. So, we're going to talk about Ricky here. The reason we talk about this is everybody that watches this show, if you are new to the show or just joining the show, everything is about education. My goal, personally, is to make everyone a better hunter. We're hunting public land, generally speaking, a fairly easy tag. We're not hunting private ranches. We're not hunting a tag that takes 10, 15, 20 years to get. Everybody sees this bull and they're like, man, did that come off that exclusive property? No, it did not. I mean, we take normal type areas, national forest, public land hunts, and we find the elite 1, 2, 3% of the animals in those units. We try to build education to make a successful hunt out of a generic hunt, if you would say. So, with that being said, we're going to talk about this bull here real quick. So, hopefully you guys enjoy it.
Where'd you shoot him, Nate? What state are we in?
We're in Colorado. This bull came from Colorado. Guys, so again, yes, this is not an Arizona bull. It's not a New Mexico bull. It's not a... Again, it's not a special area. There's big bulls in the area, obviously, good genetics. But guys, this is a Colorado public land, easy to draw unit to kill this bull right here. Again, we find the elite 1, 2%, and he is a tank. So, I'm out glassing. We start in June. You guys been probably following us since May. If you followed the show the entire time, I start glassing for my animals in June. So in June, I'm learning the land. I want to know the public versus private. I want to know the water holes. I want to know the bedding grounds. And I was actually just out doing some kind of preseason glassing. Just taking some time off of work. I fish all spring as a fishing guide. I had a day off in June, so I went out glassing. And I'm literally sitting with my optics. I run Vortex Optics, great glass. And literally 5, 6 miles away from me, I saw this bull. Now, at the time, his antlers are like this. They're like to right here. But regardless, he just has that super heavy mass, big body. He just had what looked like a big bull. I could not get back out there until basically until July. Get back out there in early July. Took me a couple days. Found him again. And said, man, that bull's got something. Then went out on, I believe, July 21st and got very close to the bull. First time he got like 100 yards from the bull. Got 100 yards from the bull July 21st, and this bull is massive. And he is a tank, and he's everything that you look for in an elk. He's heavy, he's wide, he's got good points, and obviously he still has roughly a month to grow. But July 21st, I told myself, that is the bull of the year. That's the bull that we're going to put dedication to. So I'm actually sitting with Tim Glom out looking at a clip. We're looking at this bull. And this is one of the first times that Tim Glom, the guy you just saw in that video, is really getting very serious at killing a big bull. So I'm talking with Tim Glom, and we're looking at this bull, and originally speaking, he said he was going to shoot the first bull out there. So I'm going to play this clip real quick, guys. But this is the first time we're very close to this bull here, and we're going to show this clip here real quick. So, guys, watch this clip. Again, if you're on Instagram, jump over immediately. You're going to want to watch this clip. So go ahead and play, Devin.
Is this the one?
That's the one. That's the clip right there. So, guys, again, you'll hear this conversation between Tim and I as he tells me he's going to shoot the first bull he sees.
It's about this right here, seeing that bull.
That is Ricky. Extremely noticeable kicker point on his right antler. Mass is huge. So, guys, you just saw that clip right there. And literally, Tim, as we're sitting here scouting, he's like, the first good bull I see, I'm shooting. First good bull I see. And then we see Ricky, and I'm like, is there you still going to shoot the first good bull you see? And he's like, well, it's perfect, because Ricky's the first big bull I saw. So, July 21st, literally we're 100 yards from this bull. He's massive, talking to him, and it's like, that's dedication time. That's the time that we are going to say this bull is going down. Every year, I tend to find a handful of bulls, 1, 2, 3 bulls, and I say I'm going to learn everything about them. I'm going to learn their behavior. I'm going to learn their characteristics. I want to know if that bull pees before bed. I learn literally everything about these animals. I build a relationship. I become obsessed. You talk to my wife about it. It's terrible. I lose sleep at night. I throw up at night. Literally, I take it way too far. It's a disease you get. You get so hung up on these animals. But with that said, it's what it's about in life. It's that passion. It's the concept of finding a bull on July 21st and killing the bull 108 days later. Public land with, I think, 400, 500, 600 hunters in the area pursuing game, and you're able to stay with those animals the entire time till your tag rolls around and make that success. Now, guys, I'm going to play another clip. This clip played on the Bowtech Facebook page on July 21st, the day after looking at this bull, and we talk in this video right here where we say, hey, we like to find a bull, dedicate our time to that bull, and harvest this bull. So literally, this is the video where I'm calling out saying, hey, this animal is going to hit the ground. Again, we're middle of summer, and we're calling it out. So watch this clip here, guys, real quick. Again, this is the heart of the moment when we first saw him and first built a relationship. Again, Instagram, jump on over. We're going to play this audio.
Thank you so much for joining us over the last several weeks with all your question and answers during our live feed. But I'll tell you what, it's time to put our money where our mouth is. We're out here in the field. We're literally learning these patterns and building these patterns and watching all these animals. Over the next 6 weeks, we're going to take you through as these animals all of a sudden lose the velvet, become hardhorn. We're also going to walk you through the entire pre-rut, rut, and post-rut. And I'll tell you what, all the animals that you're seeing right now, we're going to put them on the ground. The stuff works. It always has. Last year we watched these animals in June. We put them down in November, especially my personal bull. So it absolutely works. So make sure you stay with us. You're going to see these animals. You're going to watch the patterns. And you're going to learn everything that you should be doing to hopefully make you more successful this coming hunting season.
Join us for real-time Q&A sessions with our ambassadors. Plus, get ready for some live hunts this season.
So there you saw it, guys. Literally, July 21st, I'm calling it out. I'm telling you, I'm going to kill this bull, and it's right here. We're not trying to brag. We're just more pointing out that the education. We back on that clip, Devin? Oh, there we go. Perfect. Yeah. So, guys, again, it's about the education. I'm a public land hunter. Again, I might take it a little further than a lot of people, but everybody out there, if you do the scouting, you do the dedication, you learn the animals, you know what they're going to do. Literally, I knew the behavior of this bull so well that I knew as other hunters pursued him, I knew that a lot of hunters didn't have a chance because, again, this bull was so skittish. He was so smart. I knew what it would take to harvest this animal, and therefore you kind of build your entire season around that, and you build your success, and you know what they're going to do. So, again, education works. Education, more so than anything, puts animals on the ground. You don't have to be a great hunter. You don't have to have great property. have some time to do the scouting, build the education, and puts animals in the ground. Now, with that being said, we chased this animal and got close to him a couple times. We had Tim Glom with an archery tag chase this animal. This animal, literally the first week in the season, got out there and had some hunters, some really good hunters, some people that I've actually met since then, put a little bit of pressure on this animal and spooked him away, kind of freaked him out, and this bull kind of disappeared. And with that said, then he kind of disappeared off and on. We built the pattern, let him rest, and then Tim and I got on him the day that we said, hey, today's the day. Got on this bull, got close. We were at 90 yards. We needed Ricky, this bull right here, literally to turn around and kind of sneak around this tree, and we could get a close range shot. At that point in time, literally, it's the first close encounter where I've tried to call to this bull named Ricky. We let out the smallest hint of a cow call to get him to turn basically around his harem, and the gig was up. Ricky stuck his head up, looked at us like, are you really going to call to me? And took off, and we lost him for another 2 weeks. Got on him at first rifle, had somewhat of a little bit of a pattern built. I wouldn't say he was a day-to-day pattern. Was not out there first morning of rifle where he should have been. The first gun went off, and Ricky disappeared again. Searched for him. Second rifle came around, and Devin, sitting right behind us, the producer, had a tag, got on Ricky. Everything was good. It was a little too far of a shot, and we were literally pursuing this bull and had the wind turn slightly wrong, and at, roughly speaking, about 1,200 yards away with a not even a terrible wind, but a semi-wrong wind at 1,200 yards, and Ricky took off. Searched again for weeks and weeks, built the pattern, and finally I felt that it was time for myself to grab a tag. A lot of units in Colorado, just if you're familiar, if you're not, a lot of units you can get somewhat of an easy tag during third rifle. Whether you're getting a reissue tag or a general tag that's available for second and third rifle, there's a lot of tags available. I grabbed a third rifle tag and became very successful about 30 minutes into the hunt. It was an amazing day. We're going to talk about that kill here in just 1 second. The other thing we're talking about, we get a lot of questions. Everybody asked us, why is this bull named Ricky? So we're going to talk about that real quick. Everywhere we saw this bull, starting from June and really till July 21st when we built the first little tablet of information on this bull, everywhere where this bull went, he went fast. He would feed all morning in the dark. The second it would get light, he would almost trot to his bedding grounds. Then when it was time to drink out of his bed, he would almost trot to his water holes. In the evening, he would wait until literally the last second of light. I mean, you get 5 minutes to hunt him, and he would trot into his feeding grounds for that day. Everywhere this bull went, he went fast. So the reference to Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby, if you're not first, you're last. That kind of stuck in our head. He's a big, giant bull, and he's that situation of if he would definitely, he was first everywhere he went. So we named him Ricky, just after Ricky Bobby in that movie of always being first. If you're not first, you're last. So that's how this bull became the legend of Ricky. And I will say, out of the 18 or 19 bulls that I've killed, big bulls I've killed, I've never hunted one so smart. And with smart, you want to call him smart, you want to call him skittish, you want to call him scared. This bull did not mess around. If you blew a call at him, I don't care if you were the world champion caller, he just had that knack for detecting a foreign call. If you would literally bugle at this bull right here from 900 yards away, across a valley, and you let out a bugle, he would literally turn and walk away. You cow call from 30 feet away, as soft and quiet as possible, he would turn and run away. You slammed a car door from a mile away, he would turn and run. I've never seen a bull that never hesitated. This bull here, most bulls will, even if you cow call them, they'll trot a little bit and they swing around and they look. They always second guess their decision. He never second guessed. The second something was semi-wrong, he packed up camp and took off. And he would go miles sometimes. And sometimes he would disappear for a week, 2 weeks on end. Within that 108 days that we named him to where we put him on the ground, the longest stretch we did not see him, I believe, was 19 days. So we had 19, 20 days where he went missing, where, again, talking about sleepless nights, talking about the obsession, literally had a hard time focusing because I didn't know where he was at. I didn't know if, somebody shot him, got hit by a car, a mountain lion, whatever the case may be. It's awful. And then we finally found him again, so we kind of just kept up with him as long as possible. So again, just an incredible experience. The day it came to harvest this animal, so I was out glassing. A good friend of mine, Scott Sanborn, we're going to have him in here. But again, a good buddy of mine. He helps me kind of keep up on these animals. He does a lot of filming with us. He was actually out glassing for himself, and he ran into a bull 5 days ahead of time. He said, "Hey man, I think Ricky moved a little bit. I think he moved." Probably roughly speaking about 3/4 of a mile from where he had been. I said, "Really?" So I went out, checked up on it, and yeah, it was Ricky. And unfortunately, Ricky had moved from an area where I would say had zero impact from other hunters. He was in a hellhole. He was in an area where nobody ever wanted to go. Horses didn't go. People didn't go. I was about the only person that ever wanted to check up on him. It was brutal. You lose weight every time you hike in there to try to find him. And he moved out of this basic sanctuary where he'd been living, where I didn't ever worry about somebody finding him, and he moved up to an open hillside, basically where you could see him. It's probably about 6 miles, 5 miles away glassing, but he moved to where general public could see him. He stayed there for roughly 4 or 5 days, and we started to see other hunters watching him. Again, these are great guys. I actually met them this week, and they're cool people, great hunters. But we noticed that other people were watching him. I was planning on hunting this bull a little later. I was planning on hunting him next week when he had really a late winter pattern, when he was solo, and he would be easy to sneak up with the new flagship bow. I was waiting this whole time to have a solid pattern on this bull, have him alone, have him on an easy to access type situation, and I was planning on using the new bow. And all of a sudden, these guys, general public, other hunters, started to watch this bull more frequently. And I actually called Tim Glom. I said, "Hey man, the flagship's getting ready to launch. We're not doing necessarily live hunts with it. It's a situation of, I think other people found Ricky, and I think that now's the time." So I actually grabbed a rifle tag, went out there, glassed it, built the pattern, knew exactly what I was doing for about 4 days before the day I shot him, and made a great approach. I had his pattern, started hiking at like 3 a.m. on the day I harvested him, got right above him, got to where, generally speaking, I was about 900 yards away from where he was actually standing, and slept on him for, Scott and I, my buddies, we slept on him for like an hour and a half, 2 hours opening morning, and literally slept directly above him to where we knew the second it got light, just had to make an approach, get close, and we could get it done. So opening day came, that opening light finally came, sitting there literally staring at the watch. Legal shooting light came. Actually had to do a quick little move because we had some wind shifting. And again, knowing his history that he can't be within a half mile of him if he smells you, made a quick run, had to take about a 30-minute pause to get the wind right, sneak within very close range, close enough range to where I wish I had the flagship bow with me. And made the shot, and he absolutely tumbled over. Fell like a sack of potatoes. So literally, I can honestly say that when I walked up and for the first time put my hands on this bull, probably one of the most emotional hunts I've ever been on. I always find my animals. Last year I found this big 5x5 in June and put him down in November. Same type situation. But for whatever reason, I don't know what it was about this particular bull, I had a little bit different relationship. I stayed up with him a little more frequently. And most of these bulls at some point in time, I'd say, fall into a regular pattern of what an elk does. They get somewhat silly during the rut. They make major mistakes during the rut. They make more seasonal patterns in post-rut situations. And most of these animals, within, days on end of scouting them, you have the pattern built to where in your head, there's no problem, I'm going to harvest this bull. Ricky always kept me on my toes. When he'd disappear for a week at a time, when he would just randomly put his nose up and I'd be a mile away and he would trot away and never come back. A coyote would make this bull move a mile. He was just always so particular and so spooky of certain things. I don't think I ever really had in my head the thought of, yes, I'm going to put this bull on the ground. I thought I had a good chance of it, but most bulls in my head, I can usually tell myself, almost guaranteed I'm going to be able to put that animal down. This bull here always kept me on my toes. So literally, we're sitting down here, and guys, we're still editing the footage. We're going to have an amazing video for you soon. But I'm literally laying down on my pack, getting ready to take the shot, and Scott's doing the video. And I'll never forget, I'm literally laying there, crosshairs on the bull, I click the safety off, and I put my finger on the trigger. And we ended up watching him for, 10 minutes before I actually took the shot, just getting video footage. And I remember it was at that time in my head where I was thinking to myself, we got him. We finally got him. After hunting him for 2-3 months and watching him for another couple months, 108 days since I named him, 130 to 131 days since I originally saw this bull. So literally 130 days of work put into it, and I finally have safety off. I have a loaded weapon, and I'm thinking to myself, we got him. And again, once I walked up and actually physically touched him, it was surreal. It still is right now. I'm sure you can see it right now. Literally everything I can do just to keep putting my hand on him. The legend of Ricky is officially in my hands. So, guys, that's the story of Ricky. I hope you enjoyed the entire following along of it. You can see the clip right there. There's 15 minutes after the bull hit the ground, 10 minutes after the bull hit the ground. You can see right there, guys, the massive sword on that left side. This one right here, guys, it is absolute a dagger of a point right there. So, again, guys, you started it. You watched the original footage of June and July of naming the bull. You watched Tim Glom pick between this bull and a big bull named Larry. Then you saw the bull named Junior, which I actually think I saw Junior. I never really pursued Junior. It was always about Ricky for me. Again, just the characteristics of Ricky. I loved it. But we still know where the bull Junior roughly is. I can't tell you that I have a day-to-day pattern on Junior, but we have a good friend of ours, a big professional fisherman named Robert Blosser. He's going to come out next week. I'm going to hopefully spend some time in the woods with him, and we're going to see if we can't track down the semi-legend of Junior. But we'll talk about that next week as that hunt gets a little closer. Guys, we're going to talk about a little bit more. Again, it's all about that flagship. Ricky is on the ground. I can tell you that I packed him out Saturday and Sunday. Brutal pack out. My shoulders are still an absolute nightmare from packing that out. I took out literally 160 pounds on my Slumberjack Bounty 2.0 the very first day. So ton of weight for a day pack, but it did great. But Sunday night, once I had the meat out, I had the bull in hand. It was literally the first amazing night of sleep I've had since I found this bull when the obsession started. So feels great to do a little bit of sleeping at night once this bull's on the ground. But heading to South Dakota Thursday morning, talked to the rancher today. So talk about the guys that are kind of overall watching the animals in which we're going to be hunting. They said there's some 170, some 180-inch deer running around. They said there's some 160-inch deer with some great characteristics running around. So really excited about that. That's more of a Western style hunt. So again, it's big muleys. They should be starting to kind of approach that rut style. Some deer are still going to be alone. Some of them are going to be rutting. But it should be a spot and stalk hunt all day. We're hoping to find them in the morning, put them to bed, and then hunt them, in their bed or coming out of their bed as long as they're bedding out in the open. So really excited about the South Dakota hunt. Make sure you stay tuned. Starting Thursday afternoon. So again, Thursday afternoon, just 2 days from now, make sure you have, again, text those words "go live" to 77453. We'll send notifications as we go live. But guys, we're going to have a ton of content both on Facebook as well as Instagram of that hunt as we do that. We'll be there a couple days hunting this muley, so you got to stay tuned for that. Then I come back to Colorado and I have a mule deer tag here. So I want to show you this clip here real quick. We're going to throw to a picture of a big buck I got on trail camera. This trail camera is a while old, whatever it is. It's a month old, roughly speaking. But that picture is still of a live deer. That deer is still alive as we speak. So you can see right here, he's kind of goofy. Got a heavy back end, but he's got stickers and, twists coming up front. That buck right there is alive, and he is a definite option. Now, I have another picture of a buck that I don't have, or I have another buck that I'm chasing that I don't have a picture of. Again, I don't have, the tag doesn't start until actually till tomorrow, and I'll be tied up and getting ready to go to South Dakota, so I won't hunt this buck for a couple weeks. But I have that buck, and then I have just a massive 4x4. So again, a massive 180, 185-inch 4x4, straight 4. Deep tines, just a really solid, typical big buck. Or I have that buck right there, which is going to score better. He's got a bigger back end. He's got all kinds of twists and turns. What's your thoughts? On a buck like that, you can make some decisions. Do you want the typical big 4x4 frame? Or do you want some goofiness, some stickers, some trash? What do you guys like? Comment right now. Tag your friends, share your friends. Ask me right now, what do you guys want? Is it better to take that big giant mainframe 4x4? Same type of thing with elk. We could always chase big 6s. I've done that in the past. Or you take a bull like this with some characteristics and a lot of different stuff on them. So again, that hunt for my mule deer will be coming here in the next couple weeks, right around that Thanksgiving time. So I'd love to know your input. Should I go for the big giant 4x4, or should we switch it up and go for a buck that's got a bunch of trash on it? So guys, there's a lot of stuff going on. But again, tomorrow morning, we're going to cut out here in just a second. I got a big day tomorrow with that launch, but tomorrow morning is literally the reveal. So make sure you go to the website, RSVP, or make sure you text the word flagship. Again, text flagship to 77453 for all the information as this reveal comes out. You're going to see the bow, and I promise you, guys, there is no disappointments with this new bow. Devin's looking at me. You got something?
Some guys are asking, what are the giveaways tomorrow? And being with Tim all last week, I kind of have an inside scoop on what the giveaways might be. So
I don't have an inside scoop, but Devin behind us spent literally day and night with Tim. So, Devin, you think what...
Not only are they going to be giving away merchandise, it's going to be new merchandise that nobody's seen before.
New merchandise nobody's seen. Have I seen it?
Hats, coats. You haven't even seen it.
I haven't seen it.
Hats,
you think I can get
coats,
one?
Hoodies.
Hats, coats, hoodies, all new stuff, guys. Stuff you've never seen before.
And then, if you RSVP, you're going to get in a drawing to win the new flagship bow.
So again, if you RSVP, go to bowtecharchery.com. If you RSVP for the reveal coming tomorrow morning, you're in a drawing automatically, right?
Correct.
You're automatically in a drawing to win one of the new flagship bows. I almost want to say the name right there. That would only get me in major trouble.
It would also be interactive. So this launch is going to be completely interactive. You're going to be able to text, comment, everything. Be interactive, and that's how you're going to get in on the merchandise stuff.
All right, guys, so the merchandise stuff, make sure you're interactive. Comment. Give us your thoughts. Ask questions, guys. Again, if you are active on the social media thing on any of these platforms, guys, that's how you're going to be winning a lot of gear. I know that there's a lot of stuff to give away. I know everybody is at the factory excited for this. So, guys, again, everything's tomorrow. So make sure you're interactive. Make sure you're checking, again, all of these different platforms, Instagram, Facebook, the website, very often, because there's a lot of stuff going on. Bows are going to be given away, and a lot of merchandise, guys. So again, tomorrow's the day we've all been waiting for it. And again, for somebody like me who is a hunter, again, I don't really brag about being an archer. Everybody knows that if I can hit that iPad right there, I'm good to go. It's the size of a lung, and I'm happy. I'm not one that's going to be punching, punching those 10 spots. But with that being said, I broke 3 arrows today with this bow. So literally, I Robin Hood and broke 3 arrows today with the accuracy of this new flagship bow. So guys, it's absolutely incredible. So again, make sure you stay tuned tomorrow. Everything's going live, guys, and we'll be going live again next week. You'll see us next week then. I hope you enjoyed the show, guys. I am on Cloud 9 still with Ricky sitting here beside me. I'm on Cloud 9 for the new launch of the flagship bow tomorrow, guys. So thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much to all of our partners for letting us go live on their pages. Huge thanks to Diamond Archery, Black Gold Sights, Ripcord, Tight Spot Quivers, Bass Pro Shops of Denver, Excalibur, all of our fishing fans at Tightline Outdoors, as well as my personal page, Nate Zelinsky. And thanks for everybody watching us on Instagram, as well as the bowtecharchery.com website. So guys, again, I'm Nate Zelinsky. I hope you enjoyed the show. It's all about education and making you a more successful hunter. Guys, again, also stay tuned for everything live coming Thursday, as we'll have a lot of content then, and I'll see you next week. Thank you so much, and have a great night.